is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning, Bahamas. Good yawning this morning. I hope you got an extra good yawn in this morning, because this is the last day before the 4-day holiday, right? So, on your 4-day holiday, you ain't going to be sleepy. Your energy going to be just right. You're going to wake up at 6 a.m. bright and bushy-eyed, right? And you're going to be like, why am I up at 6 a.m. on a holiday? Well, because that's how the universe works. That's how God works, right? When you have to get up, you tired. When you don't have to get up, you full of energy. I hope you had a great yawn this morning. You're on the clock with Erin Greene. Today is Thursday, April the 1st, 2021. And the show today will be brought to you by the Department of Inland Revenue. And we're pleased to have the Department of Inland Revenue as a sponsor for the show. We are hoping to create a space where the department can disseminate information, answer questions about their various programs, platforms, and services, and help Bahamians navigate a rapidly changing Bahamas and world. And so, although today our topic is not finance, please feel free in the future to share any concerns you have about any of the inland revenue platforms with us, and we will find a way to get that information to the people responsible for those services at Inland Revenue. Like I said, we're very happy to have them on the clock team, and I know this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful relationship. Remember, today is Thursday, April 1st, 2021, and let's have no April Fool's Day pranks. Please, don't call my house and say my mango tree on fire. Don't call my house and say you see the chichanis in the tamarind tree, teeth in the tamarinds. Don't do that to my heart today. Let's be gentle and easy with each other on this April Fool's Day. Now, mind you, same time, I read the paper and I see the politicians really trying to have April Fool's Day pranks with us. The Commissioner of Police talking about, well, once people follow the protocols, campaigning should be fine. But see, that's the problem, Commissioner of Police. Nobody knows where specifically or explicitly in the protocols authorization was given for campaigning activities to occur. And in fact, we would be even more grateful if we could get a copy or the minutes of the dialogues that would have occurred between the government and the healthcare community, right? About the risks involved with campaigning at this time. So I'm just going to pretend like that was like a prank, right? Like y'all just pranking us. You're just going to prank us and convince us that you're going to campaign on this weekend, Easter holiday weekend, and we're going to be on our porches waiting, and then nobody's going to show up, and then you're going to go, ha, 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 April Fool's Day prank. We weren't serious about campaigning during a pandemic. We weren't serious about filling your streets with people who you didn't invite here because the political class is somehow more important than everybody else's lives. We weren't going to do that. It was a prank. And so I hope that's what I'm going to see tomorrow morning when I wake up, right? Like it was just a prank. And my weekend will not be filled with campaigners and political activities. I'm hoping that when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to see a country that realizes that we all have to be mindful and moderate our behavior at this time. So, on the clock, we engage organizations, institutions, social and cultural leaders, and ordinary people to better understand the impact of public policy, private sector development, and emerging social and consumer trends. On the clock, we have conversations that help us understand and navigate a rapidly changing Bahamas. So, as I begin my show, I want to send a shout out to Roy Seligman, winner of the National Spelling Bee. And this young man isn't just a winner, he's a 3-time champion, right? It's a young man who is committed to doing his best and obviously has a support system around him that is committed to creating an environment where he can do his best. So I want to send a shout out to Roy again. If you see this young man, you gotta big this young man up, right? When you see him, you guys celebrate him and other young people like him, because that's how we create a culture of appreciation for education. That's how we create a culture of appreciation for personal development, self-development, communal development, right? We gotta let this boy know we think what he has achieved is cool. It's super cool. It's exciting. It's boom, you know? We gotta let these young people know that we see them, and it's not just lip service or rhetoric, that we really believe that these things are important. So if you see me, Erin Greene, on the road anywhere, I owe you a bag of fruit. If it's tamarind season, it could be tamarind. If it's mango season, it could be 2 or 3 mango. Right? If it's scarlet plum season, it could be a bag of scarlet plum. Because I appreciate you, and I appreciate your appreciation for education. So guys, the COVID numbers are rising. The PM and the medical community is literally begging us to be mindful and to not engage in the typical Easter holiday activities, like going to the beach or having big family dinners or campaigning. And just in case you have already made plans to go hang out on a quiet corner of Cabbage Beach or Montague Beach with 100 other people like you do, remember, there's apparently a cold front coming. And what I remember is that it has rained every Easter weekend since I could remember things. So, dog, eat your lunch if you thought you was going to the beach this weekend. But seriously, let's be mindful. And those that can restrict themselves to smaller gatherings and activities at home, to spending time at home with small groups of family and or close friends. When kids beg and beg and beg to go to the beach or the park, pull out some board games or a pack of cards or a backgammon set, right? Pull out a pad of paper and some pencils and play charades. Or do what we like to do at the sport. Gather in a circle and tell jokes and stories and try to make each other laugh. These are things that we traditionally do with each other. We're Bahamians. We know how to entertain ourselves and the people around us. And my guest today is somebody who is very familiar with that culture that we used to be so deeply in tune with. In fact, my guest today is Dr. David C. Sands. Dr. Sands, please introduce yourself.
Hello, good morning, listeners. First, I'd like to let the audience know how we're connected. Your mother was in the same grade as I in government high school.
Ah, okay.
And what we remember about her were her beautiful green eyes.
Ah.
All the boys were in love with Leela.
Boy. And look here, I carry them, but I'm afraid of them because they always look like they could see directly into your soul. The things that you didn't want to share, like she could see them already.
Yeah.
But it's a wonderful trait, and I too have been, like I could say that, but a number of us in the family have been blessed with those eyes.
Right. We're also connected through your uncle, Stanley Mitchell, because Stanley Mitchell is a gamesman.
Okay.
He plays all the table games at a very high level. And right now he comes out to my club almost every other Saturday with a group playing whist.
Okay.
And he's a strong bridge player and a strong backgammon player. He plays all the games.
Yeah.
If we had to contest, and one day I want to do this, I want to have a contest where we play the major games. You get a group of people, and they have to compete in all the games and get a national champion for all the games.
Right.
I'd like to do that one day.
Okay,
One of the-
so Dr. Sands runs a club, right?
Yes.
That you referenced just now. Tell us the name of the club and what y'all do at the club.
The club is first. You asked me to introduce myself. I'm
Yeah.
a retired pediatrician,
Okay.
and then after retirement, I decided to teach. I had skills and knowledge and science, and so I decided to teach. And for the past 7 years, I've been teaching in various schools. And chess, it's been one of my hobbies, and I decided I would also teach chess and introduce chess into the schools. So I've been teaching science and chess over the past few years.
And science and chess together
Yep.
intentionally.
Intentionally, yes, whenever I had the opportunity.
Okay, and well, go on.
Yeah, some schools just wanted chess, some just wanted science, but I had one school in particular where I was able to combine the two. Club of Worry, excuse me. Club of Worry was established in 1988. My partner was Roosevelt Finlayson, and both of us decided we need some kind of extracurricular activity where people could meet safely and network. His interest was business networking, and my interest was games, table games. So we combined the two interests and formed Club of Worry.
Right.
And we used to meet. We first started meeting at Buena Vista, and that was the home for 2 bridge clubs. And on Fridays we had a social night where we invited entertainers to come out and entertain us. Patrick Ramin came one night. Ed Moxie came another. We used to have Rake and Scrape.
1 second, Dr. Sands, I got to crack a joke on y'all.
Go ahead.
Dear young people, you see all the fun our elders used to be having after they put us to bed. My mother used to put it when we were little. We used to have to be in bed by 7:30.
Yeah.
8 o'clock is amazing, right? To be up. This is what fun they were having without us.
Right.
We need to combine mentorship now
Yes.
with this programming, so us young folk could enjoy this culture.
And in the 80s, there were very few places where single women could go out at night. And Club of Worry was one where they felt safe and comfortable. And single women came out regularly to the club. So we had a mix.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the achievements of that club.
Wow. Spell worry.
A Worry, A-W-A-R-I. In the Bahamas, it's called Worry, W-A-R-R-I. It's the name for African chess.
Okay.
In the United States and the rest of Europe, it's known as Mancala.
Mancala.
Right.
Okay.
But I chose to name, there are many different names because African chess is played all over Africa and every nation has a different name for it.
Absolutely.
I chose a Worry because it rolls easier off my tongue.
Yeah.
And so that's the one I use.
Right.
A Worry, A-W-A-R-I.
And it'll sound great when somebody say, I worry about you because I can beat you right now. But listen, let me just throw some quick questions out to the audience. What are your favorite games, audience? What do you remember playing when you were young, with friends, with family? As a teenager heading into my late teens, I played a lot of dominoes because there's a big community kind of thing.
Yes.
And then I remember playing word games and Scrabble and things like that with my cousins. But do you to the audience, do you play games with your kids and your family now? Are there still domino and backgammon? Well, are there still domino and backgammon leagues? I know there is a trivia league and tournament, right?
Yeah.
There's a group that does
Really?
does trivia regularly
I didn't know that.
as well. So audience, text in, call in, share with us. As I have Dr. Sands here sharing all the good information about what they used to do. Share with us what y'all used to do, older Bahamians, to entertain yourself. What are younger people doing now What type of mind sports and games do you play to entertain yourself? Yes, sir.
I would like some listener to call in and tell me about a game that I played as a boy in Rock Sound. And what we did, we dug holes in the ground and we used stones to play with it. I can't remember the details and the rules of that game, and I haven't been able to identify anyone who remembers that game, but I believe it was African chess.
Okay, you're right.
Form of African chess.
Because you didn't have the board,
We didn't have the boards.
you would create the
We
board.
could debate them by digging holes in the ground, and then we used stones to play with. I believe that was African chess. So if anybody knows about this, please call in.
Absolutely. And so my Methodist people in Eleuthera, the Culmers, Reg Eldon, Reverend Neely. See, I used to go to Camp Simonet,
Yeah, okay, yes.
the Methodist Summer Youth Program.
I
used to
know
be
it.
a camp and a counselor.
Yes.
And one of the, at the time, it was, almost to the point of overwhelming, but one of the things about the camp is that the counselors create all of the programming.
Yes.
And so then you quickly learn as a counselor that you're always on duty.
Mm-hmm.
You're always trying to create a space where young people, the children, are entertained or are doing something. And so we spend a lot of time making up games, right, and making skits. And so for me, it was a tool, right? This not just playing games, but having to create them
Yes.
helped to me to develop, I think, critical thinking skills.
Exactly, yes,
So
of course.
tell us in your work, right? Chess is an important part of your work with the club.
Yes. I feel like and as far as chess is concerned, and I'm not trying to exaggerate here, if I had discovered penicillin and the world didn't know about penicillin, and I had discovered that it can cure disease, and people didn't know about it generally, I would want to shout it from the rooftop, right?
Yeah.
And make everybody know about it, get every doctor using it, make sure the government promoted it, make sure civil society used it. That's what I would do for penicillin. Well, chess is the new penicillin.
Okay.
Chess is the new penicillin. I'm not exaggerating. When I decided to teach chess, I did a lot of research on it. Chess is not my top game. I'm not a great chess player.
Okay.
My game is bridge.
Okay.
But when I started teaching chess and teaching my son how to play, I did the research, and what I found out about chess is just amazing. It is the tool of the 21st century for education.
Okay.
And at the end, when we finish here,
Yeah.
I want to show you how you can use chess as a tool to promote your ideals that you express
in my notes.
In your notes.
Well, thank you. But listen,
Yes.
I've got a caller on the line.
Yes.
Let's go to this caller, see what they got to say. Caller, you're on the clock.
Good morning, Erin.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Sands or Dr. Sands.
Dr.
Yes.
Sands.
Dr. Sands, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's the one and only original Dr. Sands, punking it up. Erin Greene,
Yes, sir.
before I do, I need you to email me, inbox me, sorry. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if I'm on your Facebook, that lady, the cook, the bakery. I had some friends who want her number. The lady with the two sons who do the bakery, who's on your show.
Oh, do you,
Remember that?
the lady with the two...
The lady who has a bakery, she said she used to go out with Duff and all.
Oh, do you mean, was she on Mr. Strawn's show?
I think
Is
she
her
was-
name Bodie?
Wasn't she was on your show too?
I don't think she was on my show, but I caught I caught Dwight's show.
Oh, okay.
I think if I'm correct, I think her name is Bodie.
Yes, ma'am.
But
that's her
you
name.
need to get in contact with her.
My friends, I brag about her. What she have?
Mm-hmm.
If I get it right, she has a son and a husband that do the bakery together.
Yes.
Make sure I get it right for her to have.
Yes.
So
I know who you're talking about.
Okay, can you inbox me that number?
I can. I have to go and take it out the vault. Their food's so good. I just have to hide the contact number from myself.
Don't hide that.
No, not from you.
I can hide it for you.
Look, not for you. And you need your pastries when you spend your weekend hanging out. low key playing some board game and thing. You need your
I tell
little
you
snack
what,
on hand.
Why don't you give me that number if you want me to buy a whole dozen of hot cross bun? I have no problem with that.
Look how we gonna have to drop off a dozen hot cross buns to a children's home so they could enjoy the holiday weekend too. I can get back to you, okay?
We can work on that. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I have. You talking about son, the things we used to do back then. I 60.
Uh-huh.
And things we used to do back then, Mr. Sands probably know, but this one, on Saturday night, when the Jeff Kawada, Sands, you know about that, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, Jeff Kawada on the
Right.
family islands asked for it.
Yes.
All of our family used to get together and dance.
Uh-huh.
I used to do the funky chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
I taking you way back.
Yeah.
Maybe Miss Sands could demonstrate what is the funky chicken. There's a song called
I remember it.
Right, we used to get down with that. Then we used to get down with the Jackson 5.
Yes.
A, B, C, it's easiest 1, 2, 3.
I
And
remember
we used
it.
to get down, and the nighttime we tone it down. I had a neighbor who I had a crush on. So when Jessica wanted to tone it down at 11 o'clock, I used to meditate on her.
Oh, my.
I don't know if you remember the thing what Jessica Wilder used to call it at 11 o'clock when he toned it down.
No, I don't remember.
Sparky would remember. But when he toned it down, all of us had that melody. Your mother probably remember too, Erin Greene.
Mm-hmm.
That he had that melody. And he used to play this Diana Ross song, and he used to talk to it.
Ah. See, I know that's what happened. That's what happened. I get it now. I understand. Thank you, Pumpkin Eater. Thank you very much. Dr. Sands, I have a text here. I'm going to read the second part of the text. I'll get back to the first part in a bit. It says, I'm a young Bahamian of 27 years. I play backgammon, checkers, dominoes, and in my childhood, I played marbles, flew kite, and believe it or not, spinning top as well.
Yes.
I grew up in Tarpon Bay, Eleuthera.
I did all of those things.
Yeah.
In Rock Sound and Tarpon Bay.
Yeah.
So Club of Worry, before I forget, now meets at Ty's Place, which is a restaurant just south of Queens College off Village Road.
Okay.
And we meet there every Saturday between 10 and 4. We have a chess club, we have a whist club, we have a bridge club, and I do other activities like sun gazing, for instance. I'll tell you a little bit about astronomy. So
Okay.
Club of Worry really is an umbrella for my interests.
Right.
Okay? And the things I'm interested in, my hobbies are mind sports, astronomy, birding, and ecology.
Wow.
So I do all of those things under this umbrella. And right now, we're meeting at Ty's Place. We are the only place in Nassau at the moment where you can find a place to play table games
Right.
regularly. The only spot.
Right. And so let me just say quickly, Mind Sports is a family of sports in which the objective is to test mental strength rather than physical strength. Mind Sports include board games, card games, word games, and even tile games, the things that Dr. Sands called table games just now. But they also include things like debating and auctioneering.
Yes.
And they have
Yes.
tournaments for these things.
Yes, right.
The most popular mind sport in the world is chess,
Chess.
like you said. And guess what, guys? I think Pokemon ranks higher than dominoes, may possibly rank higher than dominoes at this time in terms of popularity.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so card games like Pokemon and even Magic the Gathering, which is, I don't know how popular that is here in the Bahamas, but it's referenced regularly in popular culture. Right?
Well, let me say this at the beginning also. I've got a frog in my throat and I can't get rid of it. Excuse me. Some water. Yes, thank you. Play is an integral part of human nature. Play, keep that in mind. And chess is just one form of play. Mind sports is just one form of play. But what I'm talking about is play. And every culture, everywhere, play games. It's part of human nature.
Yeah.
When Columbus came to the Bahamas, he found the Indians playing a form of football.
Yep.
He describes it well. He was fascinated about how they played with a ball that could bounce.
Yeah.
The Europeans had never seen a ball that could bounce. Well, the Lucayans had one, and they played football with it. And the Europeans took it back to Europe and stole the idea like everything else they did. And you think football was European, right?
Right. And I was going to say, it's been better in the Bahamas from way back then.
Exactly.
But Dr. Sands, let's pause a moment. Kermit, I see we got a caller on the line. Let's get to that caller. Caller, you're on the clock. Good morning, caller. You there?
Pleasant good morning, Miss Greene.
Good morning. How you do?
You got one man there named Mr. Sands?
Yes, I do.
Is that Mr. David Sands Jr.?
David Sands Jr., yes.
And this is your baby brother.
This is my...
Baby brother.
Okay, carry on.
This is Vince Fountain, East Avenue,
Not
Centerville.
Vincent. Not Vincent. That's you?
Hey, big brother.
And we lived on the same street.
Ah.
Yeah, and we were very close.
He's the big brother. Him and my brother Kip Pindo went to JHS together.
Yes.
And they went there. One went into civil engineering, one went into medicine. He went up to Canada for many years. Him and his younger sister Judith. How's she doing?
Doing fine, doing fine.
Good. I talked to Clive the other day.
Oh, really?
I called him often just to say hello, check on him.
Well, you got to. Do you play chess or any of the board games?
To tell you the truth, I played some cards. That thing you used to play, I used to watch them up on Meeting Street.
Uh-huh.
I had Uncle Bert and Uncle Cyril's little bar across from Bethel Baptist.
Right. It's Cyril Fountain is your uncle.
Yes, that's my dad's brother.
Right. Well, Cyril Fountain is one of the persons who have promoted and kept African chess going.
Yes, it was called Worry.
Worry.
Yes,
exactly. He's one of the few Bahamians left who could play the game, and it's dying out. And
I don't know if he does it now because he's very down in age.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't come out to play now.
No, he's very down in age, but he used to have that going on every evening, right up in the little corner by the bar. The bar.
Exactly, I know. I remember.
Taxi drivers and all the Buster Christie and a bunch of them used to be up there.
Playing African chess.
Yes, right. It was like a disease to them. And these guys used to be on there two at a time, and they just rowing as who's the best.
Yes, yes.
I tried to look at it and try to understand what it's all about. Dave, to be honest with you, I used to get up just to go sit to the bar. I think I would do better going at the bar than watching that, because that drove me crazy. I don't know what y'all was doing.
Anyway, my goal is to keep it going, and so I teach as many people as I can. If you'd like to learn it, come out to Club of Worry at Ty's Place on a Saturday, and I'll teach you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Sparky, and thank you for making that giving us that important note about where you remember it being played, which tells you about its African roots, right? It just manifests it.
Speaks to our African heritage.
Right, and the things that we retain.
Gail Saunders, a historian, and writing about the things that are Bahamian, list worry as one of the few pieces of African heritage that we still have, and it's worth saving. So that's what I'm trying to do with the club.
Absolutely. We got another caller on the line. Caller, you're on the clock. Kermit, we can get to these callers because the history.
History.
Yeah.
And your history.
Exactly. Caller, you're on the clock.
Congratulations, you on Dr. Sands, Erin.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And blessings to you, too.
Hello.
Yes, thank you.
Hello.
Dr. Sands.
Hey.
I played a lot of those games in which you had mentioned, right? But chess and Worry I've never played, right?
Okay.
But I tell you what, when it came to box cards, right?
Yes.
Four-wheel box cards.
Yes.
We used to go get the four wheels and big box card out of the soda crate.
Yeah, I've done that.
Or the rum crate.
Right.
And go on Centerville Hill and Doghouse Hill, which would be Jail Alley.
Wow.
And roll down. And also we used to make the two-wheel skates.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Scooter.
Okay.
Yes, and we used to go racing with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So,
thank you.
Thank you, Brayman. So two things. Dear Bahamas, you see the conversation I trying to have about traffic all the time? The reason why little children can't do these things today in the road is because y'all drive too recklessly. Imagine these older generations is having the most fun, and we can't have that fun. The little children them can't have that fun because we exercise in a degree of selfishness. Anyway, we got another caller on the line, Dr. Sands.
Okay.
Caller, you're on the clock. Good morning, caller. Caller, you're on the clock.
Man, this is so powerful. Good morning to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Man, listen, the African chess. I play chess, and I want to know where this place is. Firstly, just tell me where you all play.
You want to know where Ty's place is?
Well, where the Saturday club will be hosted.
Okay, you know Queens College on Village Road?
Yes.
Just south of Queens College, a drive where you'll see the sign that says Ty's Place, T-Y-S. It's the same driveway as Blairwood Academy.
I know what you mean.
Turn
Okay,
into
good.
Blairwood Academy and keep driving to the end of the driveway, and you'll see another sign saying Ty's Place. It's right there.
And you play every evening, eh?
No, only on Saturdays.
On Saturday it is. Well, I'm
Saturday
coming for lessons, but I'd like to know about the African chess. Could you briefly tell me how it differs from the Chinese version of chess? And by the way, do you play Go? Go is a popular game.
No, I don't play Go. I know it, and it's a fascinating game, and
Yes.
I will learn it. Do you know? Do you play Go?
I play Go a little, but boy, Go is make you go crazy.
Bring it when you come on Saturday. This
All
Saturday,
right.
the restaurant is closed, but the following Saturday, we'll be open. Bring the game of Go. You teach me Go, and I'll teach you a worry.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you
Okay?
so much.
Right.
Thank you.
Great.
And this is how we share ideas. So one of the previous texters said, tell Dr. Sands I'm definitely interested in joining any of those clubs. I'm an avid birder and debater as well.
What?
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! As my go-to as well. And I'm saying we have a
He's a member. He qualifies as a member for Club of Worry right away.
absolutely. Here's some more texts. Great show as usual. Could you do a show on the side effect of eating too much fried chicken? Because I am convinced there is a link with fried chicken and our, I'm not going to use that word, bad driving in New Providence. But I tell you what, there must be a link between what you eat and your critical thinking skills and your response times. Now, here's a beautiful thing about mind sports. The right game for you may help you increase, right, your response times.
Chess makes you smarter. That's a scientific fact.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
exaggerating. All the studies, all the research comes down, that's anybody. If you're smart already, it'll make you smarter.
Right.
If you're not so smart, it'll make you
smarter.
smarter. So for all IQ levels, chess is recommended.
Right. And tell your doctor, I cannot give up eating fried chicken, but I will take a dose of chess once a week.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And hopefully that'll fix the problem.
As therapy.
Right. So another text here, sir. Back in the day, we played marbles, bat and ball, spin tops, kite flying, hook and ring. Man, we need to teach these generation these games today. First of all, what is hook and ring, sir? Teach me that. And second of all, yes.
Games are an essential part of society. Let me go back to African chess is the oldest game known
Okay.
that's been identified, more than 3,000 years old. Chess is only 1,500 years old, but African chess is 3,000. They found a board, a game, carved in a slate on the roof, a roof slate,
Wow.
and they were able to date it for more than 3,000 years old. So it is the oldest game. Now, Erin, I want you to think about this. When the slaves left Africa, they couldn't take their boards with them. Mm-hmm. They took their game,
In their head.
culture, in their head. And everywhere in the world where black people have gone and now live, they play African chess.
Absolutely.
All over the world. Now, think about this. If we could get a grant to study it, we can identify what part of Africa your people came from.
By the way you
way
play.
you play the game, because the rules are
Listen,
different.
look-
If you came from Nigeria, and the Bahamians will be playing African chess in a certain way.
Right.
In Brazil, if they came from Ghana,
Yeah.
they will be playing with
a
a different
certain way.
rules.
Yeah.
So if we had a grant to do the research, travel and find out the rules where different peoples play, you might be able to help us track our families back, because it's so difficult to track our families back.
Listen-
And it could be a tool for family
Yeah.
heritage.
Thank you. Look, wow. I got a caller on the line, though, and then
Yeah.
we can try delve into that. Caller, you're on the clock.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Greene, and good morning to your distinguished guest, Dr. Sands.
Good morning.
Dr. Sands, you were one of the first people that I know of who tried to preserve the heritage and the history of Junkanoo by
Yes, I tried that too.
Junkanoo Museum.
Yes,
some
I
years
did.
ago.
That's another show.
You are now
Yeah.
you are now speaking about the preservation of our people and our history.
Yes, exactly. That's what
And
I'm
that
talking about.
history
You got
was
it.
founded in our cultural expression,
Exactly. You got it.
as you articulating about Awari and other African games. So I submit, Dr. San, I am almost wanted to say I want to mandate you to please, man, help us to get African history to be taught in our schools. How
Yes.
do we do this?
Yes, I'm trying. I'm going to be, before
I've
the
been
show ends.
advocating for this for the past 25 years.
Well, keep
as a
listening.
member
Keep
of the
listening. I'm
National-
going to give you a formula today how it can be done. Keep listening.
All right.
All right,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. So let me get through these texts so we could get to
Yes.
that formula.
Yes.
Text here says, tell Pumpkin Eater Jeff's show was Lover's Tune Time. Lover's Tune Time. Now, today marks the 1st of April. Last month was informally International Women's Month. And we focus on women. And let me tell you something about women. Women love Bahamian men. We love y'all. Bahamian women
do?
love Bahamian
What?
men. Yes, they do. Trust
Tell me more.
Trust me, I can tell you. It don't matter what these boy demons do. These women, they come right beside them and they tell them, boy, look here, pick up your head. It could be all right.
Yeah.
Or look here, you was doing foolishness, but
Yes.
you's a big man, you could be all right.
Yes.
Or they'll tell them, I don't know why these people do you like this, but it could be all right.
right.
But I know why Bahamian women love these men so much. These men could sing, you know, younger Bahamians.
Yeah.
There are generations of older Bahamians, right? In particular, the men that we don't hear about, they were balladeers,
Yeah.
right? They were serenaders. They used to sing to these women and make these women do all kind of thing, like vote against themselves in that election before majority rule, right? But there's just very talented male singers
Yes.
and balladeers.
Yes.
They're young Bahamians. These older Bahamians hiding generations of life and experience and stories from us, you know.
Yes.
And we got to interrogate y'all and get this culture out of y'all. Y'all just having all that fun by yourself.
I know. Erin, before we go on, I want you to track the time because there are a few points I must mention. When there's 15 minutes to go, alert me.
Okay.
So I make sure and I get them in because the time is too short.
I got you. Let's get to this text. Good morning, Erin. I think the lady who bakes with her son and husband is Miss Bodie. Yes, we got that. She got a son who have a song called Money on the Ground. It's about how he turned making, you know, coconuts into a living. Somebody's correcting me. It's Pokemon, not Pokemon. I am corrected. Sorry, my anime friends. I am interested. I usually don't care much about Bahamians' culture, but I'm interested in almost anything African because it's our source and foundation as people. Hey, Erin, haven't heard anyone talk about setting bird traps. Could you, first two things. Why you want to trap the bird? That's why God give the bird wings, so it could fly. Second of all, be careful you don't trap a chickchani. And then look what you got. Another text, Erin, ask your guests if people do still play the card game of knuckles. Oh, what trauma you just raised up in my life, Texter.
Knuckles. Yes, I remember it.
Oh,
you played it too.
Yeah, my cousins used to love brutalizing you with
I
the
know,
knuckles.
with the knuckles, so the whole pack.
Absolutely. Okay, let's get through these texts quickly. And then I'm coming to you, caller. Good morning, Erin and Dr. Sands. Hook and ring is the rim of a tire, and bent hanger used as a maneuver and brake mechanism. I know what you're talking about. My housekeeper wouldn't let me go in the road and play that.
I know what you're talking about.
I guess that's why women smarter than us men, because women always playing mind games with us men. Women from Step Street don't tell you that. Look here, y'all don't play with these Fox Hill women, you know. There is not enough insurance in the Bahamas Does your group club have a social media contact presence? Can the spot be found on Google Maps? So I think
the spot, you can find it on Google Maps, yes.
And
Ty's Place.
And I'll give you the contact information at the very end of the show.
Yes.
Okay, caller, you're on the clock. You get 60 seconds.
Good morning, Erin Greene.
Good morning. How you do?
Okay, good morning to you again.
Good morning.
What is most important for the Bahamas and Bahamians is for us not to reach out to everything else other than us. The importance of African history in our schools, it is not more important than us knowing our true history as Bahamians. That is more important because Bahamians in the Bahamas after 73 and even before, it was a multiplicity of different nationalities, not African, only African. The bottom line is that we are an independent country, and for us to know our history, Africans know African history. We need to know our history in our schools. It's most important. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I see we got another caller. Caller, I sneaking you in dead quick. You got 60 seconds. Are you there? Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Miss Greene.
How you do?
Yeah, enjoying your show and a great guest, and I love his nostalgia, right? But I just wanted a quick input here. He's correct as far as the twisting of the history, right, and the ahistorical statement. So that is based on what they call the Hamatic from harm hypothesis, in which they give credence to all developments and all sophistications in Africa to European and Arab invasions. That means they're not giving African credence for anything that they found there that confounded them. And so I just wanted to share that. But that's actually ahistorical. It's incorrect. Even the concept of us selling one another. All of those Egyptology, all of those false concepts about Africa, they're being spreading. So we need to know our history. I don't know what the other caller was talking about, but I mean, history is always juxtaposed, but we should know ourselves, and you should find the lineage. Like, take, for instance, Jesus really came from Shem, and Shem really covered, like, the whole, like from the Babylonians to the Persians, and just a whole wide scope of people. You know what I mean? Have a good day.
Thank you. Look here, thank you, 52. I was going to make a link, even though the previous caller didn't. I was going to make a link about how you can't know Bahamian history unless you understand the African history it's founded upon, right? And so thank you for making that note for us, 52. Bahamas, you're listening to 96.9 FM. You're on the clock with Erin Greene, my special guest, Dr. David Sands. And when we get back from this break, I'm going to let Dr. David Sands share more of this wisdom with us. We'll be right back, Bahamas.
Have an outstanding real property tax bill? Take advantage of our Real Property Tax Forgiveness Program. Bring your account to zero and receive a 50% discount on your outstanding tax and surcharge past 180 days. Or get a payment plan. Make a 25% deposit on your outstanding tax, receive a 100% waiver on the surcharge, and pay the difference within 36 months, interest-free. Contact the Department of Inland Revenue at 225-5778 or email us at rptforgive@bahamas.gov.bs. Offer ends May 31st.
For the past 33 years, Great Commission Ministries has been defending the poor and hurting, feeding the hungry, and sheltering the homeless. We invite you to support our Live to Give program and make a difference in these challenging times. Become a donor by giving a one-time annual gift or a monthly donation of $50 or $100. Call Great Commission Ministries at 325-5801 for more details, or visit our headquarters at 237 Wolf Road. Join Live to Give today. This public service announcement is proudly sponsored by this radio station.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Good morning, Bahamas. You're tuned into 96.9 FM, and that means you're on the clock with Erin Greene. And my guest today is Dr. David Sands, and we're talking about mind sports, Club Awari, and Awari African chess. Just one quick text before we go. Good morning, Erin. Played knuckles as noses Was that ever painful?
That was painful.
So that means you replaced the knuckles with your nose?
Yes.
What?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I couldn't make it past knuckles for knuckles. But you had to be brave. You had to be brave to play knuckles, and you couldn't cry.
And you couldn't cry.
No, you couldn't cry. Just like with parking. Now, I didn't really talk about parking today because parking is a physical exertion sport, right? But it's definitely a Bahamian sport. So do not play parking this weekend with your family members, because somebody can get pork and then everything could be over. But there is a parking league now.
Really?
And they play on Village Road as well. These old-time things coming back again. But let's get back to Club Awari and the work that it's doing.
Right. So I want you to remember these points, these facts, that play in a society is important. Every society has it. And play has been shown as being one of the best ways to learn.
Yeah.
That's why I call myself a learning coach.
Okay.
Because children learn best through play. And if you can make the academic subjects in school fun, they'll learn it better. It wouldn't be a chore. And there's a professor at the University of Texas who has incorporated chess in every subject in school.
Wow.
She's written a book on how you can use chess if you teach literature, how you can use chess to teach geography, history, all of the subjects.
Okay.
And she's written a book on it. It can be integrated. Okay?
Wow.
So there's a lot of work being done. There's a curriculum written for teachers who want to learn how to teach chess. There's a curriculum written. I can give you a copy, a reference to a book. You don't need to know how to play chess. It's well written, and it teaches you how to teach your students and learn the same time as they. And the curriculum is spelled out very clearly.
Wow. And I know that Bahamians understand this concept, right? When I went to COB, it was nothing like that domino table, right? The domino table was the place to be, and you had to be good. You didn't have to win, but you had to be good. And
Yes.
and there was not shame in losing. There was shame in not using your brain power.
Yes.
Yes.
And what I say in teaching students is that when you play in a game, there's only three categories. You lose, draw, or learn. You win, draw, or learn. There's no lose.
Yeah.
You either win, or you draw, or you learn.
So Loretta Butler Turner was in your club A, because you heard what she said. She said, "We don't lose, we learn."
You learn.
Yeah,
that's how you learn.
Yeah.
If you're winning, you're not learning because you know it.
Yes.
You learn when you lose.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't call it losing; it's learning.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And what a great cultural shift. If we could make that shift and teach our kids that, right? There's no shame in losing. It's an opportunity to learn.
Absolutely.
Wow. Thank you. So, how are we going to implement this idea of using chess or Awari, African chess, into the schools? How are we going to do this?
Well, first you need to know there's a big campaign to get this done worldwide. The International Chess Federation has a program called Chess in Schools, and they've encouraged governments around the world to make chess mandatory as part of the curriculum. 30 countries have taken up the challenge.
Okay.
In our region, in the Caribbean, Cuba is one of them. Everyone plays chess in Cuba. All the students play chess. Trinidad has just introduced a campaign for chess after school. It's not in the curriculum.
Right.
After school chess, which is second best. We want it in the curriculum.
Yeah.
That is, you play chess. Every student plays chess once a week throughout school life.
Okay.
I was able to introduce that in 2 schools in Nassau. And I celebrate that, where all of the students got a chess class once a week. But when COVID came, that shut down.
Disrupted,
and they haven't restarted the program. But that's what we're about, getting it into the schools. Like I told you, chess and mind sports make you smarter. There is no doubt about the research.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
And we have international evidence. Russia, during the 1920s and 30s, was a poor, illiterate country. The government decided to introduce chess.
Mm-hmm.
And it became a national pastime. Now, when you think of chess, you think of Russia.
Yeah.
Okay, you think it's a Russian game.
Yeah.
And the Russians have dominated chess since then. And now every chess master, this Russian is like an ambassador for Russia.
You're right.
So you see the importance of it.
Right.
Russia did it first as a nation. So
right.
it makes sense. Quebec, one of the was on the lower third of the group of provinces in Canada, academically.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to, from the knowledge what they had about the science of chess, to introduce chess in all the schools in Quebec. And now Quebec is in the top 3 of the performing academic schools in Canada. So we have lots of it. Every research they do shows the advantages, and it does no harm.
Right.
Okay? It does no harm. So we need to get it into the schools.
Right. And so for me, growing up around dominoes and backgammon,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
in a communal situation.
Yes.
And I want to say to adults, right? Like, let us create spaces that are safe for young people to be in as well, right?
Exactly.
So I know you want to get your beers and you want to get your smoke on after work. You find, and so you say, okay, and most people are mature about it, you know. They say, look, this is a no-kid zone. We don't allow children in this space because we know we may be smoking a little bit of herb and we may be drinking a whole lot of alcohol. But we need to be mindful, practice some discipline, and understand that our young people need to be in these spaces with us as well.
Yes.
These young boy them need to see y'all older boy them using your brain on the domino table. They need to look at your face and see your eyes and see the brain turning over as you're thinking about it.
Yes. I'm concentrating on chess because the research is being done about chess, okay? So I can back up whatever I say. But dominoes is a great mind sport, and Bahamians play it. And like you say, you got to be good to win those games.
Yeah, you
All right?
cannot be half-stepping.
No, sir. So dominoes is a good mind sport also.
Right.
All right?
So I just wanted to say quickly, what I found as well is that not only is there an International Mind Sports Association, but there is a Mind Sports Olympiad.
There is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have Bahamians participated? Do you know of any Bahamians that have reached that level of performance?
Not in the mind sports, but we have chess teams to go to the Olympians. For the chess Olympian, there's a chess Olympian also. And let me tell you, there is, 2 years ago, we sent the first ladies team to the Olympics. And among them, there was a 15-year-old girl. I have to tell you her story. Have you heard about the movie of Katwe?
The Queen of Katwe, yeah.
Well, we have a Queen of Katwe. This young lady, Trinity Pinder.
We got a Queen of Cat Island?
We have a Queen of Baintown.
What? Okay.
Of Baintown.
And her name is Trinity?
Trinity Pinder.
All right.
Let me give a shout out to Elton also. Elton Joseph, who was president of the Chess Federation for the past 3 years. And he developed a chess club in Baintown. And he attracted boys and girls. Most times girls don't go to chess clubs.
Yeah.
But he had a group of boys and girls, about 8 of them. And he would bring them to the chess tournament in his little Honda Fit car. He had to make 2 trips to get his students there.
Oh, man.
And he paid their entry fees.
Yeah.
And he paid for their lunch.
Yep.
In order to get them to stay with chess.
Yeah.
And one of the little girls is now a chess champion. She's the best female junior. And she's been to the Olympics for chess, Trinity Pinder. We have a hero right there.
Man, big up Trinity Pinder.
Trinity Pinder. So, that's one of the things our community can do.
Right.
Okay? Elton Joseph has done it in Baintown. I hear music. That means you
Yeah,
have to
it's
stop.
time to go. So let me tell
This
your
is the
last
end of
word.
the show?
Yeah, this is the end of the show. What's the most
my
important
last
thing?
most important thing is that I want the civil society, I want the business community to put a foundation together to provide funds to get chess and mind sports in the schools so that every child plays a mind sport and gets smarter and get better educated.
Absolutely. Dr. Sands, Dr. David C. Sands, I'm going to have you on again because I didn't even interrogate your work as a learning coach. It's COVID time. I'm sure everybody's looking for a learning coach for their kids or for themselves in adult and tertiary education. And also, dear parents, do not beat up on your children this holiday with these board games. Be fair, be kind, teach your children how to play the game, and don't do them too bad on the table, even though they just annoy you and deserve it. Yes, sir, go on.
1 or 2 seconds to go. This is Autism Month.
Yes, sir.
And chess has now been shown to be therapeutic for ADHD students and autistic students. I have
Awesome.
personal experience with 2 students who've responded to chess therapy.
Absolutely. I'm going to have you back on again. In the meantime, in the short time, because I'm definitely having some autism awareness shows this month.
Right.
Let me just read off your information. Club Awari, you can reach Dr. Sands at email, sands.dc@gmail.com. That's sands.dc@gmail.com, or you can go to www.clubawari.com.
And the phone number.
And the phone number is 1-242-468-5969. That's 1-242-468-5969.
Find me at Ty's Place.
And you can find him at Ty's Place. Dear Bahamas, I got to end this show quickly. Enjoy this Easter holiday. Be mindful. Be respectful. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And dear text to know sweethearting is not a mind sport game. Have a great holiday weekend, Bahamas. Stay tuned. Levan Miller and Unleashed is up next.